Alright, so in between versions, I had a little bit of a skin, well, in between episodes, excuse me, I had a little bit of a skin change. I would like to introduce you to Steampunk Buzzy. Alright, so in all seriousness, we are going to be doing a lot today. We have some things that we have to get done, like, I got a lot of new stuff in my way. We have some stuff to get done for our shop down in the shopping district. Now, we all are using elytras, well, most of us are. And I've been giving out elytras and stuff as I can, but I've been doing that for my own reasons. So, I'm going to be selling rockets in my shop for this server, and my plan is to make some farms using Create and using a few other things, you know, some vanilla mechanics, stuff like that. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out where I'm going to put this sugarcane farm, and I think I have the perfect place for it. If we come over here, and we take our shovel, and we just kind of fill this area in a little bit. I think I can figure out a way to put a 5x5 right in here, because if we go, say, right about here's the center, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we go right here, I think that it'll fit right here. And then we just got to make sure that it is around. And also, I want to kind of decorate these because while, like I said, they are going to be farms for sugarcane, I want to have some way of getting them from here to the main factory. Alrighty, so I've been working on this for quite a while. I'm going to have to move the storage for... Oops. Hold on. There we go. I'm going to have to move the storage for the tree farm. But, so this is kind of what we got. If you look over here, we have a smart chute dropping all the stuff down onto the conveyor. The conveyor is then taking it over here and depositing it into this drawer right here. And I wanted to do that because I wanted the sugarcane farm to be part of the factory. So I'm thinking, just to make this look a little bit more, I guess you could say, complete, what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, put a tunnel there, and then we're going to come over here, and we're going to pop a tunnel right here. And then we'll put it in some access doors and stuff like that, but now it should go through here, and then come along through to this one, and then go onto this conveyor and up into the drawer. So I'm going to work out the storage for the tree farm, and then once I get the storage for the tree farm set up, then we can go ahead and get back the tree farm back to working. But I wanted to show you guys what I had set up for the sugarcane farm so far. I will be automating it into paper and then having that getting stored into another set of drawers. So let me go ahead and get all the stuff I need, get all of this stuff set up, and then we will come back once this is all kind of self-sustaining. Alright, so I have everything rerouted, and I'm going through and I'm putting on a roof on the sugarcane farm. And if you look, let's go ahead and get this out of my hand for a second. We can come through here, we can see it come through the andesite tunnels, go down through here. Then, if we want, we have all of this going on right here, which is pretty nice. Everything is still the same, still keeping the logs and burning the sticks and bone mealing the actual Okay. That is working as intended. So just to make sure this works before I go and hooking up power all the way over here, I'm going to go ahead and put this down. So it does work. So we are actually going to be able to make our gunpowder as long as we get enough of the actual potions. Alright, so I found out a little bit of a cheat code to doing these potions. I can actually just take a water bucket, throw it in here, and I'm sure this is something that people who know Create just kind of know, but I don't know Create all that well, so I'm kind of learning this stuff for the first time. But I found out that I can make all my potions this way, and personally I think it's pretty great, because that means that now I can not have to go to the nether, not have to get a blaze, unless I want to start making redstone, because blaze powder makes redstone. Go figure. Not sure what glowstone makes, but I am kind of interested to see what that might do. Go in here, remove all these, just make all of these instant damage potions, and then I just go in and I just fill it all the way up. Now I do need to get more nether wart, so I will have to end up farming that. I also need to get some more spider eyes. So I'm going to try and get a find a spider spawner so I can make a spider eye farm. And then I got to figure out a way to make a pretty good mushroom farm. But I think this is probably going to be enough to last me for a while, because we have 13,000. Now if I come over here and I grab a whole stack of this out, let's see what my final count is. 13,925. And we put this stack in there. And as you can see, it just comes through, gets turned directly into the gunpowder. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty much automated. Alright, so I think I finally have a decent setup going here. I've got the haunter right here, the washer right here, and then over here I have the bulk smelter. And I think that will do. I mean, I could move this a little bit closer just to save on some room, but I don't know if I'm going to, because I do like the ability to be able to turn this just into a regular conveyor and not have to worry about it. So I don't know, I might. I do need to go ahead and smelt more glass, but I think as far as this all goes, I think this portion of the factory is basically done. Now I do want to find a better place for the mixer, because I am going to be mixing up a lot to do potions. But let's go ahead and look and see everything that I've done so far, besides falling in this hole. Alright, so holes aside, I went ahead and made a new crushing wheel. Now this crushing wheel is just going to be for like this for now, until I can basically automate the production of the harming potions. And then you come over here and you've got the processing for the paper, processing for the gunpowder, and then I'll have a crafting table probably here, just so I can go from there, grab from there, grab from there, and then make the rockets right here. And like I said, up here you have your washer, your smelter, and then your other crushing wheel is right here. So I think for now, I think that's gonna do it for the four like machines. I might try and make it a little bit more compact in some areas, but I definitely want to start getting some flooring in here that is a little more permanent. That way I can work out how to hide some of these things like this lever and a few other things. But let me go ahead and start getting some materials together to kind of fill in this wall, and then I can run cogs, you know, up the wall and stuff like that to kind of increase power. And hopefully we can get it to a point to where we have basically power throughout, because if I go in here and grab my stressometer, I don't even think I'm using more than 50% of the power yet. We'll go right here. Yeah, I'm only using 50% of the power, and I got another echo pog, so honestly I can make more power if I need to. But I think for now, well, I got a new pog, so I think for now we're fine. But I do want to kind of figure out a way to kind of maximize our power and get us some more stuff that we can do in here. Alright, so I think with this, the way we're going to do this one is we're just going to come around here, just mainly because we're doing the inside, like the interior walls. We're going to come around and we're just going to basically just add them right along this line. And we're just going to do, like I said, this is just the interior walls. The exterior walls are going to be much different. But I do want to be able to keep some creepers and any other kind of hostile mob out. Now that windmill will be getting shifted outwards. Probably not a whole lot, but enough. So I'm not too worried about building past it. Alright, so basically you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all done, get doorways figured out and stuff. Because I do want to have a 3 wide doorway here. So basically it'd be, you know, that, and then that would be the doorway. So I'll leave that marked for now. But I'm going to go ahead and get all the rest of this stuff in, kind of get floors figured out and stuff, and then we will come back. Alright, so I have some sense of the wall in now. And this is kind of what we're looking at. So down here, you got your big smelter and the bulk smelter, and that will probably have an exhaust that goes out that way. Then we come up here and we got the washer, and then we have the haunter, and I'm starting to work out an exhaust design for this one because this one does produce a lot of smoke, mainly just because of the fact that it's all campfires. You know, campfires do their thing, and I'm thinking I might actually put some grates here, like the copcat panel grates. I haven't decided on that one fully yet, but I had to convert the tree farm back over to just depositing all of those, so that took a second just to get, you know, clean up the materials. But yeah, I think this is kind of what we're going for this entire farm, this entire factory, as far as the interior walls. I'm probably gonna bring this one over to about here, maybe just to kind of like mesh up with that. I'm gonna leave this how it is with that the girder going across, because I actually, if I can, yeah, I can hook some lanterns to the end of it and kind of give it some more natural light. Alrighty, so kind of got the big smokestack in right here, and I went with like a plating block and industrial iron look. Now I am going to fill this all in with like black concrete on these copycat panels, or I might just use full blocks. I haven't decided fully yet. But I want that to look like it's, you know, very smoked out, very... I might not even use black concrete. I might just use some charcoal blocks, because I've been farming a lot of charcoal. And if I can get that, like a soot look to it, and then put some copycat panels on here, and do a similar thing, just to make it look like there's a lot of soot that's done built up on this, like they're not really cleaning it like they should. And I'm still yet to work on this, but I have pushed the windmill out. And I pushed it out a total of 3 blocks, so that I can actually move all of this stuff up. And I've been working on getting the bottom enclosed as well. And the way I'm working on this is I'm going to enclose everything first, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to put some windows in, because the windows are going to probably be about 3 blocks wide, well, like deep. So it'll be like the inside section, so you'll have like the inside's right here. I'll grab some glass because I have some glass in here. Alright, so that's your inside, and then you'll have like another inside section. Well, you'll have your outside, you'll have your glass block, and then you'll have like some decorative stuff that is going around it to kind of like encase it in. Plus I can use that to shape the glass blocks a little bit better, which I think will help out with the aesthetics. Alright, and we are finally finished with the outside of the first floor. Now I did run a few vaults in between, so it did take me a little bit longer than expected, but I do like the way that it has turned out. I haven't done the floor right here yet. Still not sure if I want to use basalt or smooth basalt right there. Basalt would give it more of a tire track look, but if we walk around here, you can see, put some lanterns in all the doorways and in little spots here and there along the whole area. And I went with the girders for kind of like structural support on most areas. Now I may raise them up, or I may leave them where they're at. That part I am not 100% sold on. I think I could raise them up all at least by 1, at the very least. Raise them all up by 1, just have them in line with this one, and just kind of have everything connect all the way through. Now I did make a couple adjustments here. I made this to where it looked like it's supported from the ground, well, from the ceiling as well as the bottom, so that it looks like it has an actual support system in place to keep the grinding wheels on that perpendicular with the belt itself. And if we go over here, I made an elevator shaft that's going to go all the way up to the 3rd floor. Speaking of which, I put in a flooring / ceiling up here. Now if we come up here, you can see that there is a 3rd floor. The chimney comes all the way up through, and then you have a little bit of a setup here to hold the elevator. Now this may have to be raised up by 1, I'm not sure. But if we come down here, I actually increased the size of the factory overall by adding in a floor here, and I am going to add in a wall right through here. And then we'll probably just do some paneling on the other side just to make it look like that wall is solid. But yeah. So, don't know what I'm going to stick up here. I might stick something up here, I might not. But I think this is a pretty good start, at least for the interior, now that it actually has an interior. And it's an interior that I can work on throughout the upcoming episodes and just kind of flush it out a little bit more. Get all the lighting worked out. And I did leave like room for accessing different belts and stuff. There's an access door right here that you can just walk over Takes you right to the sugarcane farm belt. And then there is an access door over here that is going to be for the actual tree farm. And then, of course, our entrance is right here. This is where I usually AFK when I do. So I figured I'd make an entrance for that since I've used it so much. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please let me know down below by hitting the like button. Comment if you have any suggestions on things that you would like to see, any kind of farms, any kind of machines that you guys would like to see in this factory. With that being said, until next time, my name has been Buzzy107, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Alright guys.